welcome to Lesson 6 of Speed Puzzling 101 Tips and Tricks. Quick speed puzzling lessons in under 10 minutes. Today's lesson is on trying different perspectives. Today's lesson's concept is from a challenge proposed to me by Canadian champion speed puzzler Devin Donaldson.
Sometimes in puzzling with other people, you do not get to sit in your ideal spot for the orientation of the puzzle that makes you fastest. Some people hate puzzling upside down. Some people hate puzzling on a 90-degree angle. So my challenge for you is pick one of those two, whichever one you find most difficult, and speed run a 500 that way.
That was from episode 1 of Puzzled and Chatty, where I sit down with Canadian Speedpuzzlers. If you haven't already looked at that episode, go and check it out after this. As a disclaimer, there is no single correct way to do a puzzle or even practice a puzzle. My advice may work for some, especially beginners, and it may not work for others. There may be some of you that have been practicing for a long time or speed puzzling for a long time, and this may just be another tool to add to your speed puzzling toolbox. I encourage you to watch all the videos in this series and build up as strong of a repertoire as you can. Combining all the strategies is the best way forward. Today's concept might seem like it's for the advanced puzzler, but it's not. More advanced puzzlers might be better at today's topic, but that's true for almost anything I cover in this series. However, I do know some advanced speed puzzlers that are not good at today's topic. So for today, we'll be looking at putting together a puzzle in a direction not intended by the box image. This will include upside down puzzling, which is common in pairs and teams puzzling, or sideways puzzling, which is also common in pairs and teams puzzling. But it can also be seen, as well as upside down puzzling, in individual puzzles. So it's important to be able to look at puzzles and put them together from different perspectives. And while it might be a lot less common to not be looking at a puzzle image and the puzzle itself in the way it was intended on the box, practicing this skill can still help you in future puzzles, in different types of puzzles, as well as looking at individual pieces. When you're looking for individual puzzle pieces, whether you're aware of it or not, you are rotating either the puzzle image or the pieces themselves in your head in some sort of way. Some of us are better at it than others. Some people might need to pick the pieces up specifically and rotate it in their hands, but you're still looking at things from different points of view. So if you can practice doing entire puzzles, looking at them from different points of view, it's going to help in a lot of different cases. Before making this video, I wanted to get the opinions of other puzzlers, so it wasn't based purely on my anecdotal stories. So I reached out to my followers on Instagram, as well as to the Canadian Speedpuzzlers group. With over 100 responses, 85% of people said that they are able to mentally rotate pieces in their mind. But less than half of those said they could do it easily, meaning this is a challenge for the majority of people who do speed puzzling or puzzling in general. So it is something that is good to practice. It's hard to show examples like I do in previous videos of putting these types of puzzles together, so I've included some videos of me doing the puzzles as I'm describing them, using different directions and different approaches. The best way to practice this is definitely not by watching me, but by trying these approaches yourself. You may want to start with a 500-piece puzzle, or even start with a smaller 100-piece puzzle, or smaller than that. But just trying it from slightly different points of view can help. The first way to practice is by doing the puzzle the standard direction, but turn the box in a different direction. At the very least, you'll have the puzzle in the correct direction in front of you, but with the added challenge of the image being upside down. Many speed puzzlers use the image as a support, but not a priority. It is there to aid in the puzzling, but as you spend more time with the puzzle, you will learn what the image is and where pieces will go without having to constantly refer back to the image. So this is a good starting point. You can also start with doing the image upside down as well, and have the box image upside down. For the really random design puzzles, this will actually make minimal difference. But for puzzles that are clearly meant to be in a certain direction, like something with an animal or a face in it, this will increase the challenge aspect. However, with having both the image and the box upside down, so essentially in the same direction, it will be similar to completing a puzzle the regular way. So again, this is another good starting point. Now, to increase the difficulty, the puzzle will remain in the correct alignment, but the puzzle itself is going to change its perspective. The first will be having the image in the correct direction, but with the puzzle being completed upside down. This is very common in teams puzzling as well as pairs. So not only will practicing it benefit you and your ability to see pieces, it can also help when you're puzzling with others and helping your team and your partner. Also, you don't want to be that team member who refuses to only do puzzles in one particular direction. We don't like that person as much. And while this may seem difficult, you just need to remember that everything is just on the opposite side. Our brains are naturally going to try to flip this image to have it make sense, so you are technically going to be turning everything inside your head in some sort of other direction. The more you practice, the easier you'll be able to apply this to individual pieces and to other puzzles. Moving up in difficulty, at least for me, is puzzling sideways. This is the specific challenge set to me by Devin, and this is my attempt using a pairs puzzle from the 2025 US Nationals called Art Studio. The features within this puzzle make it clear what direction it's supposed to go, but there is enough other little bits of randomness that allows this puzzle to potentially be done sideways and still be a bit comfortable. It's not ideal, but it can be comfortable. Interestingly, with my Instagram survey, about 50% of respondents said that puzzling this way was about the same as puzzling in the standard direction, while less than 40% said the same thing about upside down puzzling. I thought it would have been the other way around. Personally, I find this much more challenging than upside down, and certainly more difficult than the proper direction, but each person sees puzzles differently. Your times will be slower in this, so that is okay. This is not the correct way to be putting a puzzle together. This is about building up your skills and building up experiences looking at puzzles in a different way. Another great way to puzzle using different perspectives is to practice with circle-shaped puzzles. While there is technically a correct direction based on the image provided on the box, the puzzle can be done from any direction. These puzzles are also much larger than the standard rectangles, so it's very common to physically turn the puzzle as you work on each section. Some individuals will also turn the box, but it will not always line up exactly the same as what you may be working on. Many of these puzzles are also clearly sectioned off, often by different colors and gradients, so you may be working on different parts at the same time, while working on multiple things that are upside down. I mean, only about 1/8 of a circle puzzle is ever in the correct direction at any given moment. By practicing puzzles in all different directions, and this includes with the puzzle box being in a different direction, this will contribute to your ability to be able to see the puzzle from different points of view and be able to look at individual pieces from different points of view and more easily rotate those images and pieces and everything else to put those pieces together faster. When you pour the pieces of a puzzle out onto the table, none of them are in the exact right direction. You need to always be turning them. The more you don't have to physically do that with your hands, and you can do it more mentally, the better. You're not going to waste nearly as much time trying to put all those pieces in the direction you think they might go. And once we move on to shape sorting, you'll see how this particular topic will help in that so much. But that is it for Lesson 6 of Speed Puzzling 101 Tips and Tricks. Click like if you enjoyed it, leave a comment if you have questions or suggestions, and make sure to click follow so you can see more lessons as they're posted in the future. I'll see you next week for another lesson. Until then, class dismissed and happy puzzling. Bye.